Hello, YouTube. So this video here should be a brief discussion or a brief how-to on how to get around the SSL for free dilemma since they've been acquired by Zero SSL. It seems like when you want to create a certificate, there's a new dashboard, and when you go to that dashboard, basically it's all their rules. And if you want to make a certificate, you can only make 3 now, and there are no wildcards. As you can see, if you need a wildcard certificate, you got to upgrade to their pro membership. If you upgrade to their pro membership, it's $50 a month. But let's just sit here and prove it to you. 90-day certificate. We never got anything more from Let's Encrypt or free SSL for free. So the 1 year certificate for me would be really nice. But I was cool with doing 90-day certificates. I'm going to let them generate the auto CSR since that's something free SSL used to do. Not recommended because they have your private key. The method I'm going to show you today is going to keep your private key, and you're only going to provide the CSR, which is the public key. So here we go. So in order to do what we're trying to do with an actual wildcard domain, I'd have to pick a plan for $50 a month that allows me to do a wildcard domain. With the free package, you are only allowed 3 90-day certificates. So for someone like me who's running a WordPress multi-site network, I'm not going to be able to use these certificates because they're only going to cover my top level domain. I have nothing else. I don't care about the year, or I don't care about nothing else. All I really cared about was the the wildcard domains. So not even with the $10 basic a month do you get one 90-day wildcard. You get none. Now it's $50 a month to kind of get unlimited 90-day certificates and 90-day wildcards, which we got for free. Now, yes, I do understand you get 10 1-year certificates and you get access to the API, technical support. I don't know what technical support you're going to need in regards to certificates. If you create the CSR correctly and there's no errors in there, the certificate process should be very good. Very straightforward. I'm going to I'm going to provide some code here to do the top level domain. Well, it's really a subdomain, but we're going to treat it as a TLD, and we're going to do a wildcard. So we're going to kind of have the TLD covered under the wildcard, but we kind of have to set up an alias, if that makes sense, like an alternate name. So SSL for free, ladies and gentlemen, is gone. No more does it exist. I am canceling my account. I've spoken with this organization. They were very deceitful at first, and I kind of let them know the truth that it's nothing. It's not better than SSL for free. As a matter of fact, it basically put SSL for free out of the whole picture for the SSL game. I mean, we're supposed to be able to encrypt the traffic between client and server, so that way there's some sort of security with the information being sent back and forth. That was the intent of Let's Encrypt. I don't know where the profiteering off of it came from. However, that's not the purpose of this video. So for those of you who do need something like SSL for free, they didn't review their data. They didn't try to come up with some plans that would cater to the SSL for free clientele or user base that maybe would have gone to I guess a monthly plan had they, given us a decent plan, studied the usage. The method that I'm going to show you today is get HTTPS for free. You're gonna need root access to the server. It could be local, but you need root access. Preferably, you want it on the net with a static IP. That's pretty much it. You gotta have root access, and I want to stress that. We are going to create a couple of things here. So we have to have an email address and an email account, so that way we can register the certificate with Let's Encrypt. Excuse me. So the first step we're going to do here today is we're basically going to create an account key, and we do that simply by typing open SSL gen RSA 4096 account.key. All right, to print that, to view that key, we will do OpenSSL RSA in account key. How about oops, forgot the whole OpenSSL part. Sorry, guys. So there is our account key. Simply take this and paste it here. And validate the account info. Perfect. So now we're going to create our CSR, but we're going to do this the code way and not the user inputting any information. So the code that we need is this. Basically what we're doing is we're telling OpenSSL we're requesting to create a key. We want to name it portal.cloudwatch.net.csr for what we will use to send to Let's Encrypt. We're going to create a new key, and that's also going to be named portalwatch.cloudwatch.net.key. This is your private key. This method protects your private key so nobody has your private key. For more information, you can read this here. The author does a very good job of explaining it very well. By the way, this script here, you can obtain it from GitHub, and I should have said that from the get-go. He allows you to download the entire index.html to basically have this on your own server without any middleman, so that way there's more security from a perspective of the communication part. So what we're going to do now is we're basically going to create this key. All this is pretty standard information. What changes here is the common name. Notice how I'm putting the wildcard for all of the domains, and I'm providing an alternate name for a DNS extension of portal.cloudwatch.net. This is the way to get one wildcard domain to cover your TLD and subdomains with one certificate. This is not allowed with the old SSL method, and if you try to generate it using the old way and putting a comma between the wildcard and the TLD, you're going to get an error when we get to I believe it's going to be actually right here. We should get it in step 3, the API and verify ownership. So I'm going to basically submit this key. I'm going to generate this key, and then we're basically going to hit ls. And we're basically going to print that key here. So again, open SSL. And you know what, we'll just do it this way. All right, so paste that there, and let's validate this CSR. And now that we validated this CSR, it automatically kind of puts the comma there for us so we don't get the error that it's not a proper domain. So now the rest of this tutorial is pretty much going to be boring because we're going to be putting in some private key information here and returning an stdin in the form. And it's going to be a couple of terms. It's going to be a couple, so bear with me here. So this is the first one, and we're basically accepting the Let's Encrypt terms of service, pretty much. Here's the response, the stdin in parentheses. Paste that here, and we accept the terms. Now we're going to update our account email. So I'm just going to make sure I got everything all. And guys, I'm just copying and pasting this stuff here, hitting enter, and then looking for the stdin and pasting it. Update our account. Creator certificate order. Again, copy and paste, and return the stdin. So our order has been created. Now we're going to go ahead and verify our ownership. Now, since we're doing a wildcard, we're going to have to utilize the DNS validation method, which is very easy, by the way. Not hard. Oh, man. Let me just put a 2 at the end of that. So, perfect. So here, if you don't know how to create a text record, just click how do I do this, and it'll go over everything right here on how to create it in the record. I'm going to show you guys how to create it on a cPanel type of server, so that way you guys are aware. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to take this Acme challenge, we're going to copy that, and we're going to go to our control panel, which I already have loaded with my DNS record for this particular domain, and we're going to add a record, and it's going to be a text record. The record name, catch, and text record, if you can follow. So the first one is the record name, which is the one we attached, the Acme challenge. This one here is the cache, which is going to most likely be very similar to TTL, or time to live. This one here is just as we did with SSL for free. We're going to set this to 1 second, so it's live instantaneously once the record is added to our DNS record. And the second piece of it here is going to be the actual value for the text record. We'll go ahead and copy that. We're going to paste that into our DNS record, and we are going to save that DNS record. Now, in order to avoid having to go through the entire process of steps 1 through 4 all over again, I highly recommend you let this save, your control panel save, and then validate it against the name server to validate that you can see the text record. Now, I already have the code created. It's a long line of code, but the author of the script provides the code for you. And as you can see, I can see my DNS record value, so I'm going to go ahead and let them know that, hey, I can see the text record. Let's move on. Again, let's take our private key and let's let them know that. Now we'll provide the STDN to them, confirming. Perfect. Now we're going to check the status. And perfect. Now, just like with SSL for free, we have to do the second challenge, which is the second Acme record, since we're doing the TLD and the wildcard at the same time. So we'll get that started here, and we'll add the final DNS record. And get our certificates without having to pay a price. Now, guys, I'm going to pick DNS again just because it's a lot easier, and with the TTL, putting it at a second, the minute the record's loaded into the actual bind9 record, once we restart bind, I should be able to ping and see that record without having to leave my actual area that I'm working in to create the certificates. It's just another So let's just add this record. Let's make it a text record. And again, Acne Challenge. Put a second for the time to live. And let's go ahead and get our value. And let's save that record. Like I said, once the record is saved and the DNS server is restarted, we should be able to redo our previous command, by the way, on the up arrow, and just checking to see if we can see two records, and we can, so we're good to go with the second portion of the validation. So I can see the text record for the website we're trying to encrypt. So we're going to go ahead and let them know. After this step here, guys, we're pretty much almost done with finalizing the certificate order and generating the certificates. Oops. Perfect. So just before we're going to check the challenge. And we're done. Now we're basically going to finalize our certificate order, generate our certificates, and then retrieve them. So this is finalizing everything. Now we're going to basically check the status of the certificate generation. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to retrieve our certificates. Perfect. So we got our certificates. One item I want to point to is that you're not going to get the private key certificate as we're accustomed to with SSL for free, because we generated the CSR we generated the CSR on our end, and we have that key already. So you're only going to get two. Now, the site that we're basically putting the certificate on is this site here. As you can see, I don't have any certificate, and it's giving the user the warning that, hey, it's a potential security risk. With these certificates, we're going to eliminate that. So now you have your server admin. If you can do this through your portal, yes. If you can, that's fine. Log into your admin. We're going to have to go grab our certificates here, so you might as well grab both of them, okay? So Control A, Control Copy. Let's go to our admin section. Now, for the certificate authority, just paste both certificates there. That's the easiest way to get that one done. Ooh. Showing two, we do. Perfect. Now we're going to grab the first certificate and we're going to put the first certificate in the certificate field above, which is the first one. So all we want is just the first certificate. Copy that, bring it here. Now we have to grab our private key from our CSR that we generated when we first started this process. So that is this file here. Makes you, or the control panel I'm using makes you validate the certificate first, and then you save it. Once it's saved, it gives you a little message here that it was successfully saved. Now we just validate that our certificate is okay. I just don't trust the server restarting Apache, so we'll just knock that out really quick and get Apache restarted. And it's restarted. So now we should no longer have this error. See, that went locked, and now we have hello world. So that, my friends, is how we do that. Now if I wanted to do, for example, cpanel dot portal dot cloudwatch.net, I'd be able to knock that out really quick because I have the entire domain secured under HTTPS as far as the certificate goes. So we're not going to get no user error. Validate certificate, you look at the certificate connection and then view the certificate. It's the exact certificate just generated. It's about 11 on my desktop. Once we click view certificate, we'll find out some additional information. Anyways, that was weird. Oh, that's why. Huh. Alright, so let's just do this here. Let's try this one more time. And let's show the certificate. And certificate to pop right up in one of these browsers. Well, did I do it right? Anyways, the certificate's created today. Normally we would be able to view the certificate, but I think I have to go to portal first. I shouldn't have to, but they're gonna make me do that. Let's view this properly. Yeah, I've been having issues with Firefox, but as you guys can see, the domain is secure now. There's no issues there in the perspective of a user seeing a message and not being able to proceed to your site. So I hope that helps somebody out there. I actually really do hope this script help everybody that's used to using SSL for free, and I hope this tutorial or how-to saves you money from having to deal with generating these keys on your own. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and have a good one.